Are we gonna find time to eat today? She showed up. Yeah, I am too. Well, the food trucks were bad.
Yeah, the food trucks were delicious.
They are amazing.
Which is good here. CMA Fest 2024 rolls on here inside the Music City Center. Our final day tomorrow, the Grand Ole Opry. We're going to be there. Sunday morning country with Brenda Lee out there too. And that's a bucket list interview if we get Brenda to sit next to us.
Oh, that would be incredible.
I'm hoping that happens. So we're going to rock around the Christmas tree and all that good stuff too. From my favorite movie, Home Alone from the 90s, which is great out there too. So if she sits down, there might be a sense where you're like, pay attention. You just kind of stare at her. But we'll see. Of course, the Isaacs will be there. William Lee and the Goldens. William Lee Golden from the Oak Ridge Boys. And I think Jonathan Bond, our good friend, and Barbara Fairchild, John Barry. It's a whole night of music coming up there tomorrow. It's afternoon of music backstage at the Mecca of Country Music. And I told you some of these were going to be impromptu. Special guest co-host Elise Saunders back with us. Your morning started off good too with Haley Benedict.
Yeah, I've been catching some shows before I came over to co-host with you. These things are a whirlwind, and like you said before, it's the Super Bowl of country music.
It is with all the big dogs here. We're lucky to be a part of it. We met you last night. We saw her again. I just immediately ran up to her, and she goes, been a while since we've done a show. Brett Young and Friends live event at the Ascend Amphitheater last night, too, which we had a great time. Tiffany Ashton here to the program. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you guys doing? How has CMA been so far?
Hey, whirlwinds. Just nuts. It's like we get home and after midnight with these events, and her and I are like, we're going to go to bed at 7 or 8. No, it never happens.
Never. And literally, once you get out from some of the events too, the traffic is insane. So you always have to count on that as you are leaving. Do I ever? No, absolutely.
I told her once we paid for a parking thing, we're just leave the car here. It was good till 6 o'clock the next morning, just in case we get back at 1 or 2. So I wouldn't move in the car.
You can't. You shouldn't. Yeah. You guys have it planned out. I love that. That's amazing.
So speaking about CMA Fest, you've had some shows. You have exciting things going on. What does CMA Fest mean to you?
CMA Fest is like the moment that the country family. So as a touring artist, you literally get to meet people from all over the country at all points of your career. Literally, you get to go out to Nebraska, Wyoming, Seattle, California, and do all these things and get to meet all kinds of fans. But CMA Fest is the one time a year that both the country fans and the country artists and our amazing radio people get to all come together in this one place. And we really, it is just like a big country family reunion. It really is. And, CMA holds it every single year. And it's just really cool to have this time where the entire country community practically can get together and not only reconnect with each other, but reconnect with the fans that we get to see throughout the year and touring at all these different locations. And you guys out there, we appreciate y'all and your and your support as fans and friends. Like literally, it means the world to us. And we love the opportunity to get to come here and see you guys again, all in person and in one spot. It's a treasure,
Well said. You got some good new stuff coming up. You were telling me last night too, which is great there. Music and some things. What can fans expect?
We've got some new singles that are on the way for you guys. I just released one called Can't Save You that is a really personal song to me. And I hope that folks can't necessarily relate, but I know that there are some out there that just might, because it's about a relationship where you personally take on a sense of responsibility for somebody else. And, that's just, there's a point at which you have to understand that you are not responsible for saving anybody else. That is not on you. And so I hope for as much as personal of a song as it is, and for as little bit, tragic of a song as it is, I hope that folks, can see a part of their story in it as well, and a chance at redemption rather,
It's important to have those songs, and what a beautiful message to share, and brave of you to share that too.
Thank you. I so appreciate that. And as artists, we have these moments of just like putting our vulnerability on display, and sometimes that feels a little bit scary, especially in a world that, oftentimes we get judged for some of the things that are the most intimate and the most interpersonal to us. But one of the best things about being an artist is, again, at places like CMA Fest, where our country music family comes together. I can't tell you how many folks have been like, hey, I heard the latest single and it got me through a really dark time in my life. It helped me make that decision to cut off that toxic relationship. It helped me get through that breakup. It helped me, there's so many stories. And, the moment that we share our stories that way is the moment that it's no longer just my story. It's our story, And so just having the opportunity to be here and share that with everybody, it's really important,
Let's talk about this female movement in country music. Obviously, you're right there with it. This one is killing it right here too, as well. And I say Elise Saunders, I mean that too as well, with the new CMA Ontario Female Vocalist of the Year out there too. But looking at that, congratulations to you again. You know that, well deserved. I saw it coming, so I made prophecies here on the show that I saw it coming too as well. But anyway, looking back, and tonight we're going to go see the stadium to see Lainey do her thing, which is fantastic. We've had her here on the show before, which is amazing. But the rise for her and the rise for other female country artists that other young girls and even guys can look up to see her take her rightful place, and she's been on fire. What does that mean to you?
I feel as if the opportunity for women to really be showcased in an industry where, you know, even at its height back in, I believe it was the late 90s, early 2000s, was only 30% female dominated on country radio. I mean, whenever you see kind of this ball begin to roll back in the right direction, where, you know, it's not just the women with the right story have the opportunity to share it. It's women of all backgrounds and all kinds of stories are able to come to this platform and feel as though their voice is being heard. Like, that, for us as country artists, we are telling our stories the way that we have lived them out throughout our lives oftentimes. And so allowing the opportunity for more and more women to be able to do that in a more diverse sort of way, like, all for it. Like, I'm so ready for that. And I think that the world is ready for that fresh, you know, perspective to be shared out in a bigger platform. So I'm bumped with it. I'm excited. Like, I just love that, you know? So
That's amazing. And as a super talented artist and singer, songwriter, entertainer, is any of those a favorite for you, or is it kind of like they're all your favorite in a different way? Which one is your favorite?
oh, that is so hard. But I do love me some Lainey. I sure do. And I'm a big Ashley McBride girly because I so appreciate the storytelling built throughout her songs, you know? And honestly, same thing with Lainey. Like, I mean, there's such an aspect of like, us as songwriters, we're not just songwriters, we're poets. We're poets to music. And I feel like they both really embody that. And that's inspiring to me, you know, to get to hear that, get to hear a well-crafted song that they have spent so many years developing that skill in order to share it with the world. Like, I have so much respect for that, you know? So,
You know, with that too, how important is it for you and for even all artists to really think back and have that support system behind them, family, and to know that that you guys have sacrificed, they've sacrificed so much too. It's kind of a two-way street, but at the same time to believe in you and also to go out so you can have a career. How important is that?
it means the world, you know? And the thing is that, you know, behind every single artist is a core of people who have believed in them and have, you know, whether it's your family, whether it is your manager, whether it is your friends and your fans, like, everybody on some level has invested in the music, and not only in the music, but in you as a person, you know? And so, I mean, that's invaluable. Like, that is kind of at the core of what we do, is that whether you're a fan out in the audience and a friend out in the audience that is, you know, listened for how many countless hours to the songs in order to be then at that show, and, you know, they've invested time into listening to your music, they've invested time into being there with you, and that's something that we should never take for granted. And the same thing with like family sacrifices and everything, you know, my family has been behind me 110% from the very beginning, and with whatever I've wanted to do with this career. And, you know, those are, even though they're your first keystone supporters, that has been echoed through every single level of this. There are still people that are out here taking chances on new artists, that are still taking chances, you know, throughout my career on me and on you. And I just think that there's so much to be said about people that genuinely and truly believe in you and your art, and to always be in their corner the way that they've been in your corner, you know? So
Well, so glad we could get you on, and so glad to see you last night at the Brett Young and Friends show. I just recognized her out of the corner of my eye. I said, I know that beautiful, talented lady over there too. And it's like we walked in like 5 minutes. I'm like, I just know you're right there. You're right there. She turned around. I just got to hug you. Good to see you.
it's amazing. Thank you so much for having me on, Brandon and Elise. You guys are the best. And I love being able to be on here with you guys. I mean, this is where it's at, guys. These guys, they're the real deal. They really are. So I'm sure you guys listening in already know that. But if you don't, let me just say, they're awesome.
And what do you have coming up for new material? Can you give us any sneak peeks of anything?
I can say that we are about to be releasing some brand new music, some brand new singles that I am super excited to announce. I also have been doing a lot of work on franchise projects and film projects that, again, I'm not at liberty to say a ton about that yet, and that breaks my heart because I absolutely would love to just like spill the beans. But you know, a lot of those things come along with NDAs and some crazy, you know, it's anybody in entertainment understands. They know. They're like, yep, I get it. I sign myself to silence.
That's the best way to say it. You can't release it, no doubt, too.
I can't wait to share it. I can't wait to share it with you guys, and I can't wait to share it with y'all either. I really can't.
So let's say what Craig Wayne Boyd said tonight. Said one line away. We're just one phone call, one text away from getting those projects on KKTC, True Country 99.9, and our friends at hightidecountry.net. More to come here. CMA Fest 2024 rolls on. We're here to about, 4 o'clock today? Something like that. And then I hope they order some food up there. I really want to eat today, too, before 5 or 6 o'clock tonight. Again, we'll be at Nissan Stadium tonight. Laney and Jelly and a whole lot more coming out there. Terry Clark's kicking off tonight. That's going to be fun. So my favorite 90s country artist there, too, as well. You guys know that already. We'll see you back here in a little bit as the 2024 CMA Fest rolls on inside the Music City Center. Stay tuned.